Hey, boo, hey. So the Belle Collective came back last night, season premiere, and I was not prepared. I have no clue if any of this information has been put out while the show was on hiatus, but I knew nothing about this, so all of this is a surprise to me if it's not a surprise to y'all. But when I turned on and I tuned in, first of all, kudos and happiness. Marie is back with the ex-husband. They were kindling things. They trying to get things going again, and I love it for them. But instead of the show being titled Harpo, Who This Woman, it should have been Harpo, Who Is This Man? Because Marie don't stepped out and showed us that she has an entire boyfriend who happens to be married, that we find out later on in the episode. But baby, what is happening here? First of all, you don't have to have a type. I get that. But these are two different types right here, far from the spectrum. Talk about trying to do something you've never done before. Marie, you did that. You clocked that T abso-fucking-lutely. Because who is this? And then it was, I don't know who was, it was at Abysmal. Yes, because if you want to test the waters, you want to go put your feet in the pond, look, there are plenty of fish in that pond. And you do not have to get the very first one that latches to your hook. You are allowed to release it. But Marie said, Piper, no. I'm going to keep this one even if he is married. So when he gets to the little event or whatever, you know, Martin, the ex, they start talking. And turns out Martin has an ex-wife back in Great Britain with children and all. So yes, they're separated. So you know what that means. Still married. Exactly. Now, shout out to Millie Chan, who had said she had got a phone call saying that Mr. Martin is already on his way back to Great Britain. He was on that mug smoking before the episode dropped last night. So he came, he saw, he conquered, and he got on a plane and got the hell on back home to his wife that he's probably never going to divorce and kids. He went back to his family. He went and had a little fun in America, got all in the video, all on TV, and now he done went back home to his wife already that quick. Now, we already know. I mean, we can already speculate that this wasn't going to last. This, even if he wasn't married, there is no way a man like Martin is going to be able to keep Marie, period. She's always going to be missing something, honey. Absolutely. But can you believe it? To even bring this man on, like, I guess you need the storyline. And I'll tell you, I'm here for it. I'll watch. I ain't got shit else going on in my life. My life is boring. So, hey, why not? I'll have fun with it. Absolutely. If this is what you throwing us, if this is what you throwing, I'm catching, girl. I'ma catch it. So it was just still nice to know, really, behind all the messiness, that her and her ex-husband are rekindling and getting back to where they were. I love that they're finally giving each other a chance. She says that he's finally able to see that she's grown because of the fact that he's home more. And because he was like, yeah, I've seen how you've grown and all of this. She's like, well, that's because you're home more. So good for them. And shout out to Selena because, like I said, I have not been privy to any of the news going on with the Belle Collective since it's been on hiatus. But she comes on and she tells us that she's lost her fur babies. You know, she's lost her grandma or what have you. She's lost family members. She was in the car accident. So all of this is going on with her, and she's just trying to stay afloat. But shout out to her, and I hope everything is going good with her because damn, she had a lot to tell us when in her diary. That's a lot. She's still in pain and a lot of things, so she's just trying to get back to that and trying to plan a wedding with her boo. And then you have these two, Letitia and Glenn. So, you know, I don't even remember where it left off with them, but it's never in a good place or space with them. But as we return, everything is nice and lovely. They seem like they're actually taking the grown-up steps to actually figure each other out and figure out what's going on in their marriage. And you know, I guess the infidelity has finally stopped on Glenn's end to the point where Letitia is actually starting to trust him again, believe in him again, and all of that. And due to that, she is allowing herself to bring out more of her femininity. She wants to be more feminine now that she doesn't have to be with Glenn. And I love that for her because every woman should be allowed to be feminine. Every woman deserves to be with a man who will allow that. We don't want to be rah, rah, rah. We hate that, actually. We just do it so good because we have to. But we would rather much just be a material pretty little girl and just do our thing. So hopefully Glenn will stay on his shit, and we know that he won't. But hopefully he will. And we can enjoy Letitia being more feminine in her feminine girl era and enjoying being there. So kudos to her for that. But as we've seen at the end of the episode where, you know, you see all the scenes of the upcoming season and whatnot, of course we see them getting into it and all of that. But you know what? I am hoping it is not that serious. I'm just hoping it's just a little bit of drama they needed to show for the trailer. But I'm hoping it's not that serious because at this point, I'm so sick of Glenn that I'm getting sick of Letitia. Let me explain. Because, girl, you are too good for this. You are way too good for this. And you know you are, but you still keep giving them a chance. And I know that you probably hate yourself for doing it. But you're doing it because you love this man's dirty draws. We get it. We get it. But we tired of it. We just really tired of Glenn. Buck up, Bart. Buck up. It's one of those type of deals. But the Bells are back in town, and it was a pretty good episode. So I'll be back next week until they start fucking with me, and then I'm like, oh, fuck it. But no, the Bells, I think they will give this season. So I guess we'll just have to see. And then this new girl, all up in Marie's shit. The new girl. How y'all clocking her so far? Now, you know every newbie has to go through the rookie season of being the bitch and, you know, getting into it with everyone or finding those 1-2 people to get into it with to secure you a storyline. You know, the rookies always have to pay their dues. So I'm going to watch out for her because she all up in Marie's shit because ex-husband didn't plan on coming. He said he might, and she took that as a no. That's why she brung Martin, and Martin showed up and showed out. He was dancing and everything. I'm like, okay, Martin, maybe you got a little two-step. But also, backtracking to something that Millie Chan said in her video, that apparently Martin fancies that brown sugar baby. So, is this a thing that he does? Are there others? Do you have a little fetish, Martin? I don't know, but I just hope that the internet Inspector Gadgets do their thing and we find out more. Because I don't trust Martin. I don't trust him.